Over the last several days, there's a major story that broke out. Everybody is talking about it from the left and the right, and it's regarding a story that was out a few days ago, mainly reported by the left-wing media, I would say more, liberal side. They were stating that there was like a group of white students that went to a march and they started mocking a Native American elderly vet. Right away, we had a bunch of mainstream media outlets just jump to conclusions without even fact checking, without even going to the extent to make sure what they were reporting was actually true to begin with. They just kind of reported it, let it go, and didn't even care at all. The media continue to claim that the white students that were wearing the Make America Great Again hats, they were actually trying to start something with a Native American man. They went to the march and they went up to him, but in fact, when we actually find out the truth, you would see that it's entirely the other way around. Then, of course, the fake news media, they start to escalate the situation as they always do, and they just amplify everything to the extremist level that they possibly can. So, Nathan Phillips, I guess that's the name of the vet, the Native American dude that was at the march that was getting mocked. He stated that he felt he was in danger with all of the high schoolers that were around him as he was beating a drum into one boy's face. I mean, he's literally right in front of the guy. He's standing right there. He has a drum. What are you supposed to do, too? Like, if somebody is beating a drum in your face, like, I don't know what I would do. Am I just going to stare at you, like, straight face or smile? You really only have, like, two options. Or you can just walk away. But if you're waiting there, and you can't exactly walk away, and let's say your teachers, your chaperones for your field trip are telling you to wait in one area, then you're just going to stand there. During this occurrence, the students were in Washington, D.C. to see the March for Life rally, and all the students are from Covington Catholic High School. The way that the mainstream media actually formulated this whole entire story, it's just really, really odd. They didn't even care. They were like, oh, wow, it really fits our agenda to be more progressive, to show how bad certain people are and make an example out of these high schoolers. But in fact, it actually turned out to go against them because a lot of people, they ended up watching the unedited video, doing their own research. They watched that, and that provided enough evidence to realize that this story was just fake and garbage. I watched the unedited video myself, and what I found is that the whole story was completely the opposite way around. When you start watching the very beginning of the video, before anything happens with the Native American man that actually approached the student first, he never approached him. He was actually just standing there the whole entire time and smirking. I guess smirking can really piss somebody off because now his face is everywhere as some sort of hate kind of figure where people are just getting mad at him. Celebrities are saying awful stuff online. People have verified check marks on Twitter that aren't even being kicked off for some of the awful things that they're saying or having any sort of accountability whatsoever. Everyone should have waited for the whole entire truth to come out before making assumptions, but that was too hard for some people to turn down. During this entire video that went viral, you can see just a high schooler standing there, smirking, minding his own business, not really doing anything. I mean, you have a few classmates cheering in the background. They started cheering back. But the whole entire thing is if you started watching the unedited version, and I really think that you should go look that up too after you're done watching this. If you haven't already seen it, you definitely should check it out because there's a lot of really important details in there. It's like a completely different story. One is completely made up, then you have the real story right there that you just have proof. You can see it visually. I love that. I love when you have proof from a story and there's no way to go back on that, especially with a video. Now in this video, in the unedited video, you can clearly see that the high schoolers, they are being harassed first. They are having homophobic, racial slurs, all kinds of crazy stuff said to them, being made fun of by the hats that they're wearing. And it's because of adult men. They just randomly showed up. They started approaching them. they were a part of that group, and they were also with the elderly Native American vet that claimed that he felt he was in danger. But he actually showed up with a group that were mocking all of these high schoolers, minors, teenagers. Nathan Phillips is a well-known activist. He's done a lot of different stunts in the past, and he is definitely a liar, lying to our mainstream media to try to play the whole victim card. I don't buy it. If you want to cry wolf, then don't be surprised all of a sudden when people are mad at you. What I don't understand is why people are actually still defending this guy. I really don't. He didn't go through anything when he was at this protest. And I know you might say, but they were chanting and shouting, build the wall. Yeah, but they were also chanting and shouting racial, homophobic slurs, stuff against their religion. Really, really personal stuff. And if you're a kid, you're not really going to respond to that maturely. If you're not even an adult yet, I wouldn't imagine how I would respond to that. You want my honest opinion of what I truly believe and why this whole entire story is the way that it is, why celebrities are acting so immaturely? Well, I believe this is because our media, they are set to a specific agenda. I'm not blaming Fox News right now at all, and I'm not blaming completely every single media outlet. But what I'd say for the majority right now in our country, they are sticking to a specific agenda. No apologies, they don't care. It's very weird. I believe it's part of an anti-Trump narrative. So, because these boys were wearing Make America Great Again hats, they knew that they could stir the pot, and this would be the perfect story to get through because obviously they don't like Trump. They hate our president. Because of the mass media misinformation, it has completely got out of control with everyone and not even clearing up the truth. That hasn't helped anything either. This has led to the Covington kids being doxxed, harassed, threatened with death, and even worse, humiliation online spread with celebrities, people with blue check marks. Why would you even want to do that to somebody and waste your time? I actually have some good news in all of this craziness, and that would be that a warning came out today by Robert Barnes, a lawyer of the Covington kids. He warned that all media platforms and celebrities, they had approximately 48 hours to retract and delete all the smears that they've made, edit all the misinformation they were spreading, all the lies, or they're going to be facing some legal consequences. Looks like we're finally having some justice being provided properly, and I actually heard some rumors. I'm not entirely sure if it's true, and I didn't really look into it to see if it was confirmed. I just didn't feel like it, but I did hear that Donald Trump, he might have the Covington kids come to the White House, and I think that is really awesome if that happens. This could be the break the stand for Covington deserves, and I think it's a really good start. Now, there's been over 9,000 bullies that have been cited. Can you imagine having 9,000 people online after you just being a high schooler? That's more than your high school. That could be actually double the amount of people of your high school. So imagine 2 high schools full of people mad at you being a high schooler. Wow, what a trip. If no apology is made, it could make sense to have legal action occur. I definitely think that would be the right move because we're talking about teenagers that do not deserve this. Their parents don't deserve this. They probably have a lot going on in their lives already. Even if the apologies are made, it's still possible that the person that's apologizing can still be sued in the end. It's no big surprise that after this debacle that a lot of people, they just don't trust the mainstream media, and I don't blame them. Fact-checking and sourcing credible information is a crucial aspect when developing a story, especially when that story is going out to the public. You definitely want to make sure that all the facts that are being presented in that story is 100% true, or at least you can say that the majority of the facts are. If you don't know something entirely, I can understand that with journalism. But the majority of the time, you have to have some sort of proof visually right there. It seems as though a lot of media outlets and reporters just completely ignored that aspect of journalism, of having honesty. Well, that's all I have for tonight. I really do appreciate you for taking the time to watch my video and all the details that were actually included. I know this could be rather annoying when you have a lot of different news stories telling you one thing, then you have another news outlet telling you the next. But really, this is very important because it has to do with a lot of the mainstream media, what they're talking about. So I really do appreciate that. And if you want to, I do have a lot of other videos. There's a lot going on there, so stay tuned and I'll check you next time.